Today is a quick one to show you socks that I finished. Now, if you're watching this video and you have never knitted socks before and you want to try, I like to knit toe-up socks, and you have two tutorials down below how to do it. One, if you want to knit two socks at a time, so basically you divide the yarn you have to two balls and you're knitting at the same time on one circular knitting needles long cord. And I'm showing that tutorial on fingering weight yarn. And then the other one is one at a time socks. We start with magic loop on the longer circular knitting needles and we move to 9-inch circular needles. They're like little like this. So basically you're knitting in the round, and this is the way I knitted these. Although the tutorial is about sport weight yarn, so you're increasing to less stitches that I have on these socks. On these socks I went to 56, but obviously it depends of your gauge if you're knitting, so tension, so how many stitches you have per certain section, and that's, even though we're using the same yarn, we're using the same knitting needles, we have different tension. Therefore you may need more or less stitches that I have, for instance for these socks, and these socks are for me. But the cool thing about knitting toe up, you can try it on and see if it's big enough. Although I like to knit with 2-inch negative ease, which means that I'm not knitting that many stitches to actually fit my foot, because as you may be aware, the yarn have a tendency to stretch, and that's why I like with 2-inch negative ease, but some people like with 1-inch negative ease. If that's your first pair, I would say go for whatever you think, and then try it on and see, do you need any adjustments for the next pair. And the first, you'll definitely find a person who would want to wear it. Right, the second section is that normally you have different types of heels, and over here and in the tutorial, and even in a separate video, maybe over here I'll show you that one, I show how I do afterthought heel, because there's two ways. And the way I do afterthought heel, I like to knit the full tube, mark it while I'm doing it the sides of the sock, and then mark the middle, and then cut the middle stitch after I secure stitches, half of the stitches below and above. But there's another technique, so basically you're knitting until you reach the moment that you want to have the section for your heel. Then you take a waste yarn, you're knitting just half of the stitches, and then you come back, because obviously the beginning of the round and your yarn is over here, and you're just knitting in the round, knitting through those kind of different color stitches. But then you come back and do the same, and you do the same thing. You pick up stitches and then you remove that waste yarn. Basically, I don't do that because I like to have the opportunity to change my mind, and then basically I can move the stitch marker and then cut the yarn a different way. Once you have that waste yarn, you basically have to have a heel there. Although there are other things that you probably could do, but that would be for advanced knitter, to patch it up and then put in a different place. So that's that. Then I was knitting until I ran out of yarn. I think that was the case. Yes, it was. Once I ran out of the yarn, then I did one by one ribbing with a tubular bind off, and that's that. Obviously I had leftovers, and when I weighed two, I checked which one is the one that's lighter, and I started first off with a lighter ball, and then when I finished it, I went with the one that I had more. So these are my leftovers. I'm going to keep the socks for myself because I was so excited when my friend had that yarn and she knitted a pair for herself, and then after maybe a year or something, am I right, she sent the leftovers my way, so we can share socks from the same ball. And the yarn, the main one, and the main yarn is Regia. So please check the screen now. You could see even an example on the photo how the socks looks, in case you would want to have them in this, in case you want toes and heels in the same color. So that's how it looks. Here is the number. So it's 05868. But if you're looking for a name, the name is on the screen Safari. I hope to put it in the title too. And this, we have 75%, 25%. So we have, I think, virgin wool, superwash virgin wool, and 25% polyamide. So that's that. Really nice. But as you can see, I have contrast colors, heels and toes. So let's start with the toes. And this is the yarn I have. As you can see, I have plenty of it and probably have more. I had a label. And I lost it, but I've knitted so many socks with this, or toes and heels. I'll definitely mention the color somewhere. I think it was 002. I think it was something like maxi socks. It is beautiful, beautiful. What color is this? It's not purple, it's not pink, but yeah. And then I thought, while I was knitting it, that this I went a little bit fancy with, and I wanted to know how it will look if I had a black yarn. And I thought it was black. I'm not sure, can you see it from here? Maybe you will be able. It has a hint of blue actually. What I know, it's very hard to dye black yarn. So this is kind of black, and this is not really. In person you could see it has a hint of navy in it, but yeah. So I still have some, and I use it for color work a little bit, and now I was tempted to put it into the heels. Yeah. What else I could find in my bag was this. I have a video about that, how to use it when your hands hurt you. No, not that my hands hurt me from knitting, it hurt me for cutting the lawn, so grass, because I had to push it so hard that this area I had in pain in both hands. So something, actually this is a facial tool for your face. It's very nice, it's very cold, but I use it for my hands. I think that's all. I hope you enjoyed this one. Let me know, have you knitted any interesting colors with Regia that you found? Let us know down below. Maybe we can sneak in and see if we can get some more, because this animal print is really, really cool. Don't you think? Let me know, let me know your thoughts down below. How do you knit socks? Top down, toe up, cuff down, and to see you in the next one. Bye!